Hello, my darklings. Welcome back to Amara In The Dark, and this is our Halloween special edition. Today's story, it feels like a story that was ripped out of a horror tale, but it's not. It's not fiction. It's real life. It happened right here in Lagos State, in the quiet streets of Ogba. This is the tragic story of the fast and rising star whose life was taken by her lover who refused to let go. This is the story of Debrah Moses, popularly known as Debrah Porsche, and Lintex Ogali, her lover who turned killer. Welcome to Amara In The Dark, guys, and I am your host, Amara Audu. Let's dive in. The night of September 3rd, 2025 was supposed to hold dreams and quietness, but instead, a monster was lurking in the dark. Lintex found his way to Deborah's estate at Ogba, where he presented himself as a dispatch man who had a delivery to drop off for Deborah. Upon arrival, the security guards go through the security protocol. They call Deborah and ask her if she truly has a delivery, which she says she doesn't. And Deborah doesn't even try to find out
Who is this for, please?
whatever the package was. She just tells them to send the dispatch back. And this goes against the plans that Lintex has. So the security guards send him away, but he finds a way into her compound. Lintex literally jumped a fence, makes his way into the compound, and finds her flat. Upon arrival, he cuts off her gas cylinder, maybe to blow up the place or to, bring her out of her house. But against everything, Deborah doesn't come out. Frustrated that his plan isn't working, he finds a way into the home. Upon getting into the home, he picks a knife.
Hello?
As he sees Deborah, an argument ensues. Screams, shouts, arguments. Neighbors can hear this, but everybody is quiet. And within minutes, Lintex turns her house into a whirlwind. He breaks her walls, her TV, he breaks her bed. He just makes a mess of the place. Arguments are still going on. Within 2 minutes, he stabs her multiple times. He stabs Deborah in her back and in her stomach, also in her chest. But there was one fatal blow, which was a stab that actually pierced her lungs, thereby causing her to die. With this, her scream echoes through the neighborhood. Neighbors rush down, looking and trying to know what's actually happening. Now, Lintex knows he's in trouble, and then he tries to find a way to maneuver this. He smears some of her blood on him. He acts like, somebody came in to attack them. But by this time, the neighbors are not buying it. And by the way, the security guys could identify him as the man that they sent back. So now they know he had ill intent. And so they hold him down there until the authorities come. Deborah, on the other hand, is in a very bad state. They tried to rush her to the hospital, but unfortunately, before they could, she gives in and she's gone. Now, this is a very sad story to me because when this lady's death happened, voice notes started to circulate, especially voice note that the sister had, where she was saying that apparently Lintex and Deborah had been dating for a year or two and they broke up because Lintex was known to be an abusive partner. He was known to get angry over little things. He would get angry over Netflix accounts, messages, calls, anything that Deborah would do. By now, Deborah was already fed up, and so she said, you know what? I don't want to continue with this relationship. I would like to leave. Now, this is where the trouble really begins, because for 2 years, he stalks and harasses her. Deborah even moved out of her former place to the new place in Ogba where she got killed because of this young man. Lintex for 2 years would call. Sometimes he would call begging, crying, pleading that they get back together, pleading that, he misses her and he wants to be with her again. But Deborah is all too familiar with this game, so she doesn't give in. And anytime she doesn't give in, these love messages and pleas turn to threats. He immediately will say things like, blood will flow, if I can't marry you, no one will, if I can't have you, no one will. He goes on and on and on. He's known to be abusive, misogynistic, you name it. During the course of this relationship, friends and family always knew about this rift that always happened between them. Deborah was a rising, wonderful light that was taken. She was a girl of 23 years old, and it was said that she just finished school and she just served her country. She just finished. So much hope, so much light, and her ex-lover just snuffed that light out of her. Friends and family knew her as someone that was very industrious, sweet, ready to work. She was even an interior designer, and she was always pulling in contracts, making money, making a name for herself. Some people say that he started to get jealous of her success. They said, because of how successful she was as a young lady, this young man started to resent her, which, would lead to him being abusive or whatnot. But whatever the case may be, that is not enough reason to take a life. When the death of Deborah happened, there was a lot of speculation of he might have his own reasons. People say things like, we would like to hear the guy's side of the story. Honestly, there is no form of side of any story that he would tell us that would, make it okay for him to take a life. It was even said that maybe Deborah was cheating on him on account of a Twitter post that he made sometime within the last 2 years, where he said that he would love for women that cheat to get killed. So this is something that has always been on his mind. You can see from this whole thing that this is a man that doesn't even respect women. He doesn't even value women. If you think that taking a life is okay, I have nothing to say to you. People have speculations of, him saying that he had invested a lot in her, he had put so much into her, he had, and maybe that's why he did what he did. But like I said earlier, these aren't enough reasons to take a life. These aren't enough reasons to end a light that was, fast and rising star. At a point during this entire debacle, it became a norm to Deborah, right before she died, because she was so used to this man always stalking, calling, using different numbers. If she blocks one, he will use another one. If she blocks one email, he will use another. So you know what, she just kind of took her hand back. I was like, when this guy is tired, he would stop, right? I think that aggravated him some more, because I would see this person as a narcissist, someone who needs that attention. So for the fact that she kind of just didn't deal with it, even while he came to her former place where she was staying, she moved out, made no troubles, went to a new place. For me, I think this triggered him more, and then he came up with this elaborate plan, because this is a premeditated murder. He came up with this elaborate plan to come up as a delivery guy, show up at her house, but that didn't work out. So many things that he tried that day didn't work out. The death of Debrah Porsche sparked so much outrage within the community of women, because like I said earlier in one of our videos, there has been a rise on femicide in Africa, mostly Nigeria now these days. So her being one of our latest victims, God rest her soul, just kind of sparked something in everyone. Activists were asking for justice, people were asking for justice. Even when they apprehended the young man, he was taken to Yaba Magistrate Court first, and then he was taken to Kirikiri Correctional Maximum Prison, where he's actually awaiting trial and then sentence. But Deborah is just like one of the many women that have been killed by partners or people that they claim that love them, or people that are supposed to protect them. It was so sad because she even she ran away from her abuser. We can see that she tried to leave. You know that thing when we tell women, oh, you should leave, you shouldn't leave. She tried to leave, and still her life was still snuffed out, like she meant nothing, like she had no family or anything. So yes, this really got to the community. People were really fighting for justice. People got really angry. Even upon apprehending the young man, the neighbors who stepped in did a very good job in holding him down until the authorities came there. And then finally she was taken to Benue State to be buried. The day she was buried was a day of just unhappiness and sadness. People, family, friends were sad. You know, we lost a light, we lost a potential leader of tomorrow, all because of one person's obsession. So the day of her burial was a very touchy one, a lot of crying, and then she was finally put to rest in Benue, which is where she's from, and also where Lintex or Gale is from. And we would like to also thank the people of their community, because this is how we knew about the story as a whole. The people of their community kind of came out and spoke against this thing, because they knew about the fact that this guy had been harassing, doing different things to this girl, just making her life a living hell, right? And they kind of knew it was only a matter of time before we would be in this situation, but hoped for the better, right? So there we have it, guys. This Halloween we tell you tales of ghouls and goblins and monsters. But remember, some of the monsters are not wearing scary stuff. They're walking among us. They're sitting with us. They lie in the same bed as us. They're people we know. And then when we smile and turn our back, they strike. So here you have it, my darklings. Stay safe and stay in the light. I'm your host, Amara Aldo. If you like today's story, please go down to the comment section and leave some comments, like, subscribe, follow us. Just be actively involved in everything that has us, right? This is Amara in the Dark, and thanks for watching.